I want to hop on and talk about a big risk that I took in sales and how I lived to tell about it. So it was 2016, and I was selling for a large company up in Minnesota, doing well, probably 122nd out of about 1,000 people. So having a pretty good go of it. And I was happy. I had gotten into sales. I was doing well as far as bringing in the revenue. But at the time, I remember this company, we had the ability to search all of the other numbers nationwide for the salespeople, sales managers, regions, etc. So, of course, being the competitive person that I am, I searched those numbers and I wanted to see what they would actually show me. And what I found was kind of interesting. I found a market about almost 2,000 miles from my house that they were killing me. They were doing double what I was doing. And I began to think, the wheels began to turn. And I thought, could I compete with these people? Am I good enough to get those types of numbers? And so I dug into our email system and our corporate structure, and I found connections, names. I found the manager's name, the company's, the branch's name for that area, contacted him, was on vacation down in Florida, said, hey, can we just meet for a quick lunch, maybe just a hamburger or something? Technically, we met at McDonald's. Pretty incredible meal, right? A high-end corporate meal, but great guy, good conversation, planted a seed, had some opportunity that didn't exist. I opened up a conduit of communication, a communication line between myself, someone that I had never met before, that happens to be within one of the largest companies in the world, that now we had a direct text link contact communication between each other. So I went back to Minnesota, worked my job, doing well, was in the back of my mind, checked the numbers, started to really think maybe I should look at doing this. Me and my wife, we prayed about it, we talked about it, we asked God to create a pathway that was very, very smooth and unmistakably the right thing to do if we were supposed to do it. And it turned out that we were. So we moved our entire family, our dogs, everything across America. Now we had 4 kids. We still have 4 kids. Loaded them in the minivan. We sold our house. I got it all ready. Everything's ready to rock and roll. Moved down to Florida. I still remember the first day walking into that sales meeting with those people. Didn't know any of them. They know that I'm brand new, and I thought I have to make sure that I make an impact while I'm here. I have to get my numbers up. And so it was always in the back of my mind. I want to compete. I want to do well. And in my mind, I kept that there to protect me so that if I ever felt discouraged or down about being in a different place, that I knew that I was making progress towards better numbers. So to make a long story short, I went from 122nd in the company up to number 5. So every year I'm consistently in the top 10 now. And the way I did it was I moved across America and I made a decision to live a different life, to take myself up from where I was at, take the roots out of the ground and walk somewhere else and plant new roots in a different area. You see, where I was raised, people a lot of times stay where they're from. They don't necessarily move away. It becomes a fixed thing where you just stay where you're from. Nobody's going to move. We're not going to leave. We're going to stay there and we're just going to settle down. And that's the opportunities that we have within that particular market or area. But the danger with that type of thinking is you limit your growth potential. So if you stay in an area that's got a limited population base, demographics that aren't necessarily conducive to selling your product line, um, whatever it may be, you are limiting yourself financially. You're limiting your family's ability to have unfixed income. And you really need to look at it for what it is. You have made a subconscious decision to stay where you are at. You don't have to do that. You can move away and you can make changes and you can choose a different path. And it can be literally, quite literally, within the same company that you work for right now. Many companies have opportunities in other areas of the country. And if there's not another opportunity within your company, look outside of your sphere of people and your area that you're from. Look for opportunities outside. If you live in Kansas, you might need to move to Miami, right? If you live up in Iowa, up in Wisconsin or Upper Michigan, Virginia, wherever, Idaho, you might have to move to Texas or a different, larger market with more opportunity than the current market that you're in. Now, it's kind of crazy because this can work both ways. You also could be in a large market like New York City or Los Angeles or something, and you might be crushing the sales, doing so well, but the cost of living is at such a rate that you're just not left with enough. You could possibly look at a different market to do the exact same job and have a much higher quality of life because your housing expenses might not be so high. Insurance, your commute might not be so high. You might be able to grab some of your time back and use that to better serve your family and your goals. So I want to encourage you that if you are in a position or a place that you've been in for quite some time and you're thinking, I'd like to grow, I want opportunities, and you're just scouring Indeed and you're scouring the internet, trying to find LinkedIn, you're looking for these opportunities and you're not finding the opportunities that you want, open up that area. Look outside of your comfort zone. A lot of times, the biggest growth in our life and the most opportunity that we could ever imagine, we couldn't even imagine it, lies just outside of our comfort zone. And it's not until we take that first step of faith, and we believe that we can be more and that we can succeed at a higher level, that we can earn more, we can become more, that that's not until we take that first step that we find that big change, that big opportunity that we're looking for. So be encouraged, all right? Look for opportunity outside of your comfort zone if you're not getting the opportunity where you currently are at. Some of the biggest changes in your life can occur after leaving your comfort zone, moving away, presenting yourself in a different way, learning things that you would have never otherwise learned, becoming a leader in the type of work that you're doing, whether it's self-employment, sales, you're an entrepreneur, what have you. That risk, that change of pace, that change of location can sometimes be the key that will unlock the door to financial freedom for the rest of your life. If you haven't clicked subscribe or you haven't clicked like on this channel or left a comment, please do so. I'm Wayne Kramer. If we haven't met, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Wayne Kramer. This is the Unfixed Income YouTube channel. This channel is dedicated to helping people earn more, to get unstuck, and to live an unfixed income life so that you can create generational wealth for your family, so that you can help put your children through a quality education, so that you can travel as a family, you can invest, you can be debt-free, and you can have a brighter, more incredible financial situation currently and in the future. Until next time for the Unfixed Income YouTube channel, I'm Wayne Kramer. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Click the link below if you'd like to grab a copy of my book. It's titled From Pounding Nails to Sales. I just finished this book probably about a month ago, and it talks about my journey from doing labor and doing hourly jobs that were stuck, fixed income jobs, no upside, to getting into sales, which is the greatest vehicle for the highest earners in this country and in this world. Sales is where you want to be. Trust me on that. Grab a copy of that book. You can click the link. It's the Ingram Spark link. That is a link to the actual publisher. Click on it. We can get it shipped out to you within about a week, I think. You'll have it in your hands. It's kind of a workbook structure that you can go through. We're also going to have some training and some one-on-one coaching opportunities as well. God bless, my friends. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Take the necessary steps of faith, leaps of faith that you will need to do to create the life that you would like to be living. For the Unfixed Income YouTube channel, God bless. Take care.